Dear ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to Busega Market. My name is Kato Walter Riga, taking you through this presentation. Busega Market is located in Chigwanya village within Busega Parish. That's under Rubaga Division and under KCCA. So the need for construction of central and auxiliary markets in Uganda was premised on the recommendation of the feasibility studies commissioned by the government of Uganda in 2008 to review and assess the infrastructural and operational state of the markets across the country. The findings, however, indicated that markets are poorly managed, they are in a dilapidated state, very overcrowded, overwhelming in their nature. So the government of Uganda processed loan from BADEA to finance the urban markets and the market development of the agricultural products project. So moving forward, the government received finances, and this was able to facilitate the construction of Busega Market under phase 1, and moving forward, some selected priority works under phase 2A were as well financed under this same loan processed from BADEA. This project, phase 1 and phase 2A were commenced by 2015 February, and that was when phase 1 started, and it moved up to the 20th of March 2019 when the phase 2A project was achieved. Further to note, the government further also processed some loan from the African Development Bank, and this loan amounted to about $84.2 million to finance the markets and agricultural trade improvement program. And this is actually MATIP 2 project, and which proceed was intended to pay for goods, works related to the construction of Busega Market. And the overall goal was basically to contribute in poverty reduction, economic growth in Uganda through enhanced commercial, agricultural produce and other merchandise. The program involved the development of markets. On the 11th of April 2019, the government signed a construction contract with National Complete Plant Import and Export Corporation Limited, a Chinese company, to complete up the Busega Market project, whose works commenced on the 25th of April 2019. The government as well signed a consultancy agreement for construction supervision of Busega Market. That was by 15th of July 2019. Well, the overall objective of having to put Busega Market in place, one, is to create market for the agricultural products, which farmers would always grow, to add value to products, to improve the livelihood of the vendors, and as well as reorganizing the facility, and of course the roadside decongestion agenda, and to as well realize some local revenue. So Busega Market under phase 1 and phase 2A entirely came up with a shell of the structure, but without completion works, and therefore the works in the final phase, that is 2B, included the finishes to staircase and balustrades, timber door frames, shutters, installation of ironmongeries, painting them, steel door installation and glazing and their painting works, plaster, rendering works, looking at walls, plastering them, the floor screeds, tiling, the terrazzo works, painting of grills which already were installed under phase 2A, engraving the signage and labeling, installing lighting points, sockets, fire alarms, CCTV, public address system, cabling from the main distribution to the sub-distribution works, consumer unit installation, site lighting, energy meter installation, firefighting installation, sanitary fittings, installation of hose reels, wastewater treatment plant installation, Looking at even the parking floor, there was a need to construct a pump room, installation of water tanks, basically for national water and cold water from the rainwater harvested. Under the external works, pointing to the boundary wall, which actually was constructed in the early phase, paving the compound, sewage works, and compound designing and landscaping. But of course, under that scope, there were additional works like the chicken area extension works, the civil works for the wastewater treatment plant, septic tank construction, and among others. So briefly, that is the background about the market project, and technically looking at the market itself. The market land is actually 3 acres, and the built area is about 6,593 square meters, where the market is seated on the 3 acres. The market has 4 levels, specifically the ground floor, the first floor, the second floor, and the parking story. So when you add up all these floor spaces, you should be able to get about 26,372 square meters of the total floor space for the market. Briefly, at the ground floor, we have vegetable stalls. The vegetable stalls are right at the entrance of the market, and there are 395 units, well built in a manner that will provide a platform for vendors to display their vegetables. But of course, the excess could as well be stored in the storage room just beneath the stall. The stall has a perforated shutter to allow aeration for the vegetables not to go bad while being stored. And also it provides a platform for sitting where a vendor would sit while selling the vegetables. We also have fresh food stalls. Sometimes we call them fresh food pitches. There are 240 units, and that is an equivalent number of vendors who will be allocated there. They're basically short enough on the floor, but well demarcated to allow vendors come and sell, display things like matoke, potatoes, yams, and all that in small quantities, while the excess will be stored outside. We also have fresh fish stalls. We have 50 units, an equivalent of 50 vendors to be allocated there. The idea of this fresh fish stall is just to allow display of fresh fish and for customers to buy it right while they're visible. But this fresh fish also is prepared from their fish preparation area. So we have also the dry fish stalls. We have them. There are 69 in number. We have the chicken preparation area. There are 2 of them, 2 departments. We have meat butcheries. There are 14 units. We have an eating area. There are actually 56 units, an equivalent of 56 vendors to be allocated there. We have the cold room where basically fresh meat will be stored. We also have shops on the ground floor. There are 10 of them in number. We also have stores, especially for produce storage. There are 2 in number. And still on this same floor, we have CCTV control room. We have a boardroom for the vendors. We have a clinic room. We have washrooms also on this very floor. We have bulk fish fresh auctioning department where people bring bulk fish for auctioning before they're taken out by the respective vendors for cleaning and then displayed at the fresh fish stores. We also have a chicken vending area on this floor. Basically, the idea is to vend live birds, and there are 20 cages allocated for this department. Each cage has 5 compartments, and this should be able to take more than 20 vendors at a go. So we have a power room basically to monitor the whole power system of the market. So this is also on the ground floor. When we look at the first floor entirely, close to 95%, is taken up by the lock-up shops. The lock-up shops are basically where they'll be selling groceries, merchandise, and they add up to 344 in number. So other than the lock-up shops, we have open space for bulk sales. There are 4 of them where actually the voids are. Then also we have washrooms specifically for the vendors themselves and also the buyers who may come around to purchase and who may need to help themselves. Looking at the second floor takes 90% of the space allocated for lock-up shops, coming to 331 units, an equivalent of 331 vendors allocated, with open space for bulk sales, the washrooms. But importantly, on this floor, we have a community hall, a hall that will take in management of vendors in case there are assemblies from the leadership of the vendors or KCCA or from the government. So this community hall will offer ample space for gatherings where administrative communications are made and directives as well. But of course, also on the same floor, we have a daycare center. The idea of this daycare center is that vendors have children who are infants and who probably would be well taken care of, who will need to be well taken care of. And they will be allocated there, and somebody specifically will take care of them, and the mothers could come and pick them whenever time is due. So this is exactly what is at the second floor. And then when we look at the parking floor, basically we have car parking area with a space capacity of up to 205 vehicles. We have a pump room. We have water tanks, basically for national water, and then also rainwater. We have washrooms on this same facility. And finally, looking at the external works basically have the gates, the driveway, and the parking. We have a transformer right on the extreme right of the wall, opposite to the powerhouse. We have underground wastewater treatment plant and external facilities. There is also a septic tank which has been provided to manage the wastewater. Those are the levels with all the departments of the market, and we look forward to a very, very functional facility that will help to contribute positively in the socio-economic development of farmers' lives, the vendors, the business community, and the state, which will actually also benefit from an organized trade where vendors will be selling in a space that is well constructed for them other than vending at the roadside. And also on the other hand, to help to decongest the streets. And with all this, we really, really look forward to having a more organized market facilities across the country, but importantly, Busega Market Project being an icon or a reference point for the next projects that will be coming after this very one under Matip 2. Thank you so much for listening to me, and we look forward to always discussing more. Thank you.